In another version of history, nothing changes. The year is still 1905. Albert Einstein is still a young patent clerk, surrounded by ticking clocks and forgotten inventions. His hair is still wild, his ideas even wilder. But in this reality, there is one thing he has that he never had before. A simple, intelligent doorway to the world, a website built in 60 seconds. A digital stage called B12.io, ready to turn hidden genius into global gravity. And the question is no longer, was Einstein a genius? It becomes, what if the world had noticed sooner? For most of us, silence means peace. For Einstein, silence meant invisibility. His equations lived on scraps of paper, in margins, on the backs of envelopes. They existed, but the world did not. Scientific brilliance has always had a cruel dependency. It needs not only a mind, but a megaphone. In 1905, the megaphone was slow journals, delayed letters, and suspicious editors. He had the ideas, but not the infrastructure to catch the world's attention in a single moment. Now, imagine we bend time, not space. The same Einstein, the same mind, but a different tool in his hands. In this reimagined 1905, a modest typewriter sits beside something impossible. A glowing screen, a simple browser, a blank website waiting to be born. He does not know code. He does not need to. B12.io watches his intent, listens to his words, arranges his universe into pixels. What is your purpose? A simple prompt asks. Einstein pauses and quietly types, to explain how reality moves when no one is looking. Relativity began as thought experiments. Trains, lightning strikes, clocks that didn't agree. On paper, they seemed abstract, almost distant. But on a website, they could move. They could breathe. In this alternate timeline, B12.io generates a clean, minimalist page. Sections labeled Time, Light, Motion, Why It Matters. Einstein sees his own chaos become structure, his intuition become interface. For the first time, the theory of relativity isn't trapped in equations. It's something you can scroll through, question, and share in seconds. In our world, a paper could take months to print. In his new world, a website takes 60 seconds to exist. He clicks Publish. For a moment, nothing seems to change. The room is still the same dust in the air, a worn-out coat on the chair. But outside, the invisible begins to happen. Search engines index his name. Email alerts travel across continents, not weeks, but milliseconds apart. What once needed gatekeepers now needs only curiosity and a link. Somewhere in Zurich, a young physicist can't sleep. He scrolls through articles, frustrated, chasing clarity in a maze of half-answers. Then, a new result appears. The Theory of Relativity Explained. The title is simple, the layout clean. He hesitates for just a second, then taps. As the page loads, he unknowingly steps into a new era of science, one where ideas do not wait patiently in dark libraries. They arrive at your desk, in the middle of the night, uninvited but unforgettable. How do you explain that time itself is elastic? Without losing the human heart in mathematics, Einstein's site does something journals never could. It narrates, it visualizes, it invites. Short, clear paragraphs sit beside simple, honest diagrams. A small animation shows two clocks disagreeing as a train rushes by. And beneath it, a single line of text. You are not wrong. The universe is. Science stays precise, but the story becomes personal. We like to believe we judge ideas purely on logic, but psychology tells a harsher truth. Presentation shapes persuasion. A cramped, poorly formatted paper triggers cognitive fatigue. A clear, thoughtfully designed page reduces friction, invites trust. B12.io optimizes typography, spacing, color not as decoration, but as cognitive scaffolding. It lets Einstein's mind be seen without visual noise. His authority is no longer only in his name. It's in the calm, confident experience of his ideas. There was a time when ideas spread like whispers. Now they move like shockwaves. In this alternate history, Einstein's sight doesn't go viral with cat videos and memes. It travels through universities, laboratories, late-night study groups. Professors forward the link to colleagues. Students translate the content into new languages overnight. Einstein's relativity doesn't wait years to be debated. It becomes a living conversation in weeks. The world's timeline of understanding shifts because its timeline of access has changed. Genius is often portrayed as distant, cold, untouchable. But a website can reveal something papers rarely do: the person behind the principle. On his b12.io homepage, Einstein adds a small section, "Why I Care." No equations, no graphs, just a short, vulnerable paragraph. He writes of confusion, of feeling small under the night sky. He admits that the universe terrified him until he began to measure it. Relativity becomes less a monument of intellect and more a record of one man's fear slowly turning into understanding. Einstein worked alone, but never truly alone. Even in our real history, he stood on the shoulders of giants. In this imagined reality, he stands also on the shoulders of quiet algorithms. b12.io suggests better headings, clearer phrasing, accessible summaries. It doesn't change his ideas, it sharpens their impact. Like a careful editor who never sleeps, it refines without ego. The collaboration is invisible, but its effects are not. More people read, more people understand. And a theory that could have stayed elite becomes shared human property. For every Einstein we remember, there are countless minds we never met. Not because they lacked brilliance, but because the world never learned how to listen to them. This is the quiet tragedy of human progress. Our greatest limitation is not our intelligence. It is our infrastructure for noticing it. In showing us a world where Einstein had b12.io, we confront a harder question. Who, right now, is being ignored simply because they don't know how to be seen? In Einstein's time, the scarce resource was paper, printing, proximity. In ours, the scarce resource is attention. In a world where genius once waited years to be heard, we now live in a moment where 60 seconds can build a doorway to millions. Einstein did not have b12.io, but you do. And the distance between an idea in your mind and a mind on the other side of the world has never been thinner, quieter, or more in need of courage. What if the only thing standing between your idea and the world isn't genius, but the courage to let a simple website carry your voice farther than you ever could alone? If this journey through an alternate history made you see your own ideas differently, don't let them stay trapped in silence. Share this film with someone whose mind you believe in. Subscribe for more stories where science, psychology, and technology collide. And keep asking yourself,